It is pronounced Nijjor Manush, but for some reason I get confused. So it might be Nijjor Manush or Nijjor Manush, but we'll confirm that when we do talk to the representative, who is, of course, Hajira Begum. And it is an organisation which represents an independent socialist organisation dedicated to empowering, so I will say Bangladeshi diaspora in the UK. Now, there is a focus on cultural preservation, critical education, as well as social activism. And I think what I really liked when I sort of looked into this organisation was their website. It's so unique, it's colourful, it's bright, and the work that they do is just amazing. But I think I should shut up now because I want to hear more from Hajira Begum. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Of course. The organisation is amazing. I have so much to say right now. Of course, can you tell the guests actually what the organisation is about?
Yeah, so Nijjor Manush, we started up quite a while ago now, 2018. At the time, a lot of us were involved in various social campaigning on our own, through student movements, through housing, various things that we were involved in.
Sorry, just to interrupt. So are these sort of movements based about UK sort of issues? Okay, fine.
Yeah, all based in the UK, but a lot of us were inspired by or didn't know about the Bangladeshis in the UK in the 60s, 70s, 80s who had been doing amazing work dealing with the same issues that we were dealing with. And for me anyway, when I was growing up, I didn't learn about any of these, like the squatter, Bengali squatter movement, the Asian youth movement. I didn't know about any of that, not through school and not through my family. And talking to each other, we realised there's actually a big gap in like political organising, which is independent. Of course, we have like the mainstream election kind of organising, and we also have loads of amazing cultural kind of organising in the Bengali community, in the Bangladeshi community, but we don't have a political campaigning group, which is independent, which means we can say what we want, we can speak truth to power, and we can learn from, we're very much inspired by the Asian youth movements, and we can kind of learn from them and kind of take some of that tradition.
Okay, amazing. I think there is a short clip that I've prepared, so let's go watch that short clip and come back.
Nijjor Manush is an independent campaigning group that aims to educate young Bengalis and Bangladeshis in the UK to challenge issues facing women, working class communities and people of colour today.
Nijjor Manush aims its work around two key areas: radical histories and critical intervention. Our aim is to celebrate what's important and what matters to the diaspora. We want to organise both domestically and internationally to organise the diaspora around issues that matter uniquely to them.
In short, we want our politics to continue the radical legacies of our communities who fought fascists, who fought state violence, and to continue to uphold the principles of anti-racism.
We formed Nijjor Manush as we recognise the need to create an independent campaigning group that organised around key issues affecting Bengalis and Bangladeshis in the UK, such as poverty, gentrification and state violence.
And that was a short clip on Nijjor Manush.
Yeah.
Before, of course, I asked you the further questions I prepared for this part of the segment. Is it Nijjor Manush or Nijjor Manush?
So I say Nijjor Manush, but I'm Sylheti. But we have different people in our group. Some people from from Dhaka. We say it differently. It means the same thing. What we're trying to convey is, our own people. When we're talking, when we're amongst our own people, we say, I'm Nijjor Manush loge asi.
Yeah, that is true because Nijjor Manush does translate to own people. So yes, Nijjor Manush, whether it be Nijjor Manush, Amra Nijjor Manush,
whatever
it's the same thing. It's our own people, regardless. So okay, fine. So moving on, of course, how does Nijjor Manush engage with sort of the broader social justice movements in the UK? If you want to tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so although we say we've kind of focused on Bangladeshis and Bengalis in the UK, the issues that we're facing are not siloed off. We're not living in a little island. Our issues are very much integrated with other issues the working class people are maybe facing, or there might be issues of racism that other brown people are facing, other black people are facing. So a lot of our work involves, for example, coalitions that we formed. So very recently on the issue of Palestine, we formed the South Asians for Palestine coalition. So that allowed us to join with other groups, with groups who are based in India, for example, so we did things like teach-ins, and we looked at how in the global south, in Bangladesh, in those kind of areas, how did our ancestors say ancestors, you know, people in the 70s,
of course, yes,
people, our forefathers, people in the 60s, 70s, what were they doing to support Palestine at the time?
Yes.
And it's amazing, like in Bangladesh, for example, we had men who were in Lebanon fighting alongside Palestinians. You have their graves in Palestine, you know. So we would try to kind of revive some of this radical history, like this issue isn't just coming up brand new, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel on how we show solidarity to these international big topics. So that's one example of, like, you know, forming coalitions to try and tweeze out things that have gone on in the past to kind of continue these legacies. And just, if you don't mind me saying, with the coalition, our big campaign right now is a JCB Stop Bulldozer Genocide. So that's looking at JCB, which is actually a British company,
yes.
But they are then using their equipment, allowing their equipment to expand settlements in Palestine, and these same equipments are being used to demolish homes in India for Islamophobic attacks, and these same equipments are being used in occupied Kashmir. So, you know, nothing is siloed, so we really try to look at the bigger picture and form connections to look at the bigger picture.
Amazing, amazing. Now, again, something that did, of course, kind of stand out on the website was the Brick Lane social movement. What's that about? I mean, Brick Lane is so important to all of us. I mean, I always go there for Grand Bangla or like Amar Gao or any other meal. But why is it so important to us?
Yeah, I mean, it's important for me too. I grew up just off of Brick Lane. So this is a campaign which actually one of our, someone on our social media, one of our audiences or supporters kind of messaged into us.
Yes.
Just before COVID, so about 4 years ago now, saying, have you seen this planning permission that's going in?
Right.
And we hadn't. And what it was is this planning permission on the main area of Brick Lane. They were trying to build these like office blocks and very posh kind of shops. So completely changing what Brick Lane looks like.
Oh my God.
So this happened 4 years ago, and our audience really, and our support really galvanised, and we managed to get 7,000 objections. And for planning permission of that kind of style, that's unheard of. Like, you get a couple of, maybe maximum double figures, never 7,000. Yeah. So that was amazing, and purely from the supporters. Nijjor Manush formed, again, a coalition with other members, other groups who are already working on the issue. What's happening right now is they put in another planning permission that actually looks at so many other sites in Brick Lane. So we're trying to fight that planning permission.
They're
again.
cheeky, aren't they? They really are trying to get Brick Lane. Well, we've got to stop them.
Yeah, they're trying to get the city encroaching in, and they have so much money.
Yes.
And what we have, all of the money that we've raised is literally from someone giving £5, someone giving £10. And through that, we've managed to raise so much money. We've managed to fund our legal fees. You know, people are so generous with their money, and we really, really, really need people. I think people think because they objected to the first one that they've done. But actually, this is a new planning permission. Yeah, so if you've signed the previous one, if you have heard about the campaign before, please sign this new one. And you can find more information about it and the latest information about it on the battleforbricklane.com. And we also actually have an exhibition going on right now in Brick Lane in Hanbury Street. In the weekend, any weekend, you can pop down and speak to one of the team to find out more about it and how you want to, if you want to get involved.
Amazing. Of course, I do suggest that everyone supports and of course tries to provide as much as possible, because why not? It's an amazing initiative. But I do know that you have a little, I say little, obviously it's on a big scale. It's on a big scale. You have an event upcoming in the new year. So do you want to tell me a little bit about it?
So it's not in the new year, it's actually next Saturday.
Is it next Saturday?
Next Saturday, yes. So it's commemorating the Victory Day. It's happening on Saturday, which isn't Victory Day, but it's we did it on the weekend because we hoped more people could come.
Yes.
It's a family day event, so I'm hoping people can come with, you know, their children, their grandparents. There will be something for everyone. We'll have henna, food, stalls. So yeah, I'm hoping it will be a really fun day. And although it's like a fun day, we're also fundraising. And we're choosing this fundraiser to be for the European Legal Support Centre. And they do great work supporting people who have advocated for Palestine and now are having to deal with like legal repercussions of it. So, you know, we always say, you know, speak up against Palestine, speak up for Palestine, speak up for Palestine. Yes. And many people have done that at work. They're now getting through, like getting in trouble and stuff. So I think we have a duty to then support these people. You know.
And that's amazing, because I think I mean, when you're in the workplace, the support isn't great. I mean, you can go to the HR, but HR really kind of shuts you down completely.
HR is not made to support people.
No. I learned that recently, by the way, but no, of course. So the event is next Saturday.
Yes.
And so where can, can anyone just sign up, just show up?
It's free, so
Okay,
please you just turn up. It's happening in Mulberry and Bigland Green Centre in Shadwell from 12 to 4. Everyone can sign up. We have some workshops, so there's some art workshops happening. Those are limited, so if you want to guarantee a space to those, please just go to our Instagram. We have a link to the Out Savvy.
I'll be sure to take the link from Hijjera, of course, because without the link you wouldn't be able to show up to the event, would you?
Just search for Nijjor Manush, it's on our Instagram.
No, of course, or you can just check out the website and Instagram.
Yeah.
But I think the final question I really want to ask about is, I think there is a program called the Lal Salam. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because I think it's really generated a really big interest in me. So do you want to tell me a little bit about it?
So Lal Salam, so we have a political education program, which is separate from Lal Salam. Lal Salam is our magazine that we're hoping to publish next year.
Amazing.
So I hope, please do keep an eye out for that. We're really excited by it. We feel like as British Bangladeshis, we have a duty to remember where we come from and keep that connection back home.
I agree.
So we're hoping Lal Salam will give us an opportunity, because we have connections with people, especially with everything that's going on, updating people here with what's happening back there, so they can stay connected and see how they can get involved as well as things happening here. So kind of a mixture of the two. But separately, we do have a political education program too, which we'll be focusing on. We did Bangla Fora previously, which was a political education program more broadly, but this one will be more focused on international solidarity.
Okay, great, amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Hijjera.
Thank you for
it really
having
means
me.
a lot. But inshallah, I will see you maybe next Saturday.
Inshallah,
Thank you so much.